Good Friday evening, October 4th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Searchers in the Clockham Wildlife area for a missing Redmond man have come up empty, and now authorities are asking for help from hunters who venture into the territory. The Douglas County Superior Courtroom is likely to see 2 murder trials in the next 3 months. Sunny skies and warmer temperatures are expected over the next several days. Your full local weather forecast is straight ahead. A man convicted last month of 7 felony sex offenses, including rape and assault, was sentenced yesterday to at least 32 years in prison. Israel Gonzalez Munoz of East Wenatchee could spend the rest of his life behind bars under the indeterminate sentence handed down by Chelan County Judge Robert Jordan. A jury in September found the 48-year-old Munoz guilty on charges of second-degree rape, second-degree assault, and 5 counts of voyeurism for sexually assaulting a woman he escorted home from a party in 2020 and taking photos of the victim while in the act. He was acquitted on 1 out of 8 criminal charges. The indeterminate sentence means after Munoz serves his 32-year prison term, a state commission will decide whether he is too dangerous to be released. Applesauce and fruit juice company Treetop is one of 35 plastic producers who are being fined by the Washington Department of Ecology for not complying with the state recycled content law. Ecology said the plastic producers did not include enough recycled material in trash bags and beverage containers covered under the law. Treetop, which has a plant in Wenatchee that produces frozen apple ingredients for the food industry, was fined a little over $20,000. Minimum recycled content requirements took effect in 2023, and beverage container producers had to include 15% recycled content. Other fined companies include Walgreens, Kroger, and Albertsons, with the fines ranging from $39 to just over $67,000. Searches in the Clockham Wildlife area for a missing Redmond man have come up empty, and now authorities are asking for help from hunters who venture into the territory. Saturday is the start of a special season for elk, and the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office wants all hunters in the Clockham to keep their eyes peeled for William Charlie Martin, an 88-year-old man suffering from dementia who left home on September 24th without his family's knowledge. Martin's car was found abandoned 2 days later in the Clockham area northeast of Ellensburg. Police believe Martin drove there alone. Multiple attempts to find him using volunteers, drones, dogs, and other resources have failed. Rescuers are now asking Clockham hunters to watch for signs of Martin's presence and check any trail cameras they might have set in the area. Please call Rivercom in Chelan County or Kitcom in Kittitas County if you have any information. East Wenatchee Police are looking for a man suspected of committing lewd conduct in a Wenatchee Valley Mall storefront. The incident was reported about 11:20 p.m. Monday after the suspect allegedly exposed himself to an in-store security camera. Other shoppers in the store reported witnessing the act. Police issued these frames from the security video in an attempt to locate the suspect. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call the East Wenatchee Police Department through Rivercom. When we come back, the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest says it's expecting large crowds at its trailheads this weekend, especially on the North Cascades Highway corridor. And Chelan County was awarded $3.5 million by the Washington State Salmon Recovery Board for projects that will improve habitat for salmon. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I'm Keith Gaynor, running to be your next 12th District State Senator. It has been a privilege to serve you the past 6 years in the House of Representatives. I believe public safety is a critical issue that affects all of Washington. This should be one of our highest priorities. Washington families are struggling. Housing, food, and gas prices are severely affecting our budgets. We need to find better ways to support our families. Together, we can build a better Washington.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hi, this is Brad Hawkins, and I'm running to be your next Chelan County Commissioner. I'm very proud to have grown up in Wenatchee, and now to be raising a family of my own here. From Washington Elementary to Washington State Capitol, I've gained valuable experiences in my life and career, and I look forward to bringing it to the county. Serving as a county commissioner is a complex job. We need and deserve a proven, experienced leader. I'd be honored to have your vote.
Lifeline Ambulance has partnered with Wenatchee Valley Tech to provide EMT certification training within the high school. This opens up career opportunities in EMS, fire, and other medical fields, and gives these students a leg up when entering the workforce.
Students at Wenatchee Valley Tech, through our partnership with Lifeline Ambulance, can now earn their National Registry EMT certification.
The Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest says it's expecting large crowds at its trailheads this weekend, especially on the North Cascades Highway corridor. About 2,000 people are likely to visit the Maple Pass Trail, for instance, and this can create congestion both on trails and on adjacent roads and highways. The Forest Service is asking visitors to respect those areas closed for restoration, be prepared to find another spot to hike if parking lots are full, and be ready for cold hiking conditions and, yes, even snow. An emergency communication device beside your phone is also recommended. The Douglas County Superior Courtroom is likely to see 2 murder trials in the next 3 months. On Thursday, Judge Brian Huber set a December 2nd trial date for Ashton Bunting Jr., the East Wenatchee man accused of murdering his partner, Cynthia Ring, and leaving her 4-year-old child alone in the same apartment with her body while he fled to Ohio back in June. He allegedly left notes behind in which he admitted to killing Ring. Bunting has been held in the Chelan County Jail since late July. Earlier this year, 35-year-old Travis Earl Collins of rural Leavenworth was arrested by sheriff's deputies in the February 1st murder of Julio Cesar Garcia Ramirez, allegedly over a cocaine transaction gone wrong. Garcia was found shot to death next to a vehicle along Rock Island Road. Huber set Collins's trial date this week to January 6th. He, too, is jailed on $2 million bond. Chelan County was awarded $3.5 million by the Washington State Salmon Recovery Board for projects that will improve habitat for salmon. The Chelan Douglas Land Trust will get $205,000 to buy 16.5 acres along the Eniat River and $360,000 to buy 34.6 acres near the lower White River for salmon habitat conservation. The county's Natural Resource Department will get $206,000 to complete a preliminary design to reconnect Peshastin Creek to its entire historic channel and $125,000 to assess data gaps related to Clockham Creek. Statewide, the board awarded $50.3 million for 145 projects. Almost half that amount was funded through the Climate Commitment Act and targeted the restoration of riparian areas. Coming up next, the East Wenatchee Police Department's previous canine program ended in 2011, but this year a dedicated officer and a rescue dog brought it back to life. More on that next in tonight's feature story. Get ready for unseasonably warm weather Sunday and well into next week. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
We in Northeast Washington are proud of our small-town heritage, but Olympia's one-size-fits-all policies have made life here more difficult. I'm former Mayor Suing Moody, and for the past 13 years, I've fought for the needs of the people of Twisp in the face of disaster. Now, I'm looking to bring my record of strong leadership to Olympia as your state representative, to preserve the way of life our families have enjoyed here for generations. I'm suing Moody, and I'm asking for your vote because we shouldn't have to give up anything to live here, and we won't.
Hi, I'm Mike Steele, and I've been honored to serve you as our state representative for District 12 for the last 8 years. With experience in several leadership roles in civic organizations, as well as being a lifelong resident, I've championed projects that have made a difference in our community. I plan to continue the progress we've made together.
Re-elect Mike Steele, your voice in Olympia. Together we can achieve more. Visit votemikesteele.com. Paid for by the citizens to elect Mike Steele.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
It's true. Health Alliance and Assurus Northwest Medicare Advantage plans are terminating coverage, and they will no longer be available for you beginning January 1st, 2025. So you have two big options. One, join one of the two new Medicare Advantage plans, WellCare or Humana. Or number two is go back to original Medicare and join a supplement and a Part D drug plan. But there's so much more to discuss here, so here are some suggestions to get you started. Go to our website or call your local Springwater Insurance office for more information.
The East Wenatchee Police Department's previous canine program ended in 2011, but this year a dedicated officer and a rescue dog brought it back to life. Maverick got to work for the police department this September and is now one of the first 3 police dogs in the state able to detect fentanyl. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE's Casey Safford spoke with East Wenatchee Police Chief Rick Johnson and canine handler Jordan Conley about the program's revival and Maverick's training.
So, for starters, we encourage our people to come to us with ideas, right? I'm big on, hey, bring me solutions, don't bring me problems. And Officer Conley actually created a proposal that he brought to myself and the assistant chief, and it had everything in it from onboarding the dog to fundraising to how the program would be sustained. And once he had pitched it to me, I said, okay, let's pitch it to the mayor and council. And he helped me with that, and we got a really successful result on that. Some of it were based on, I guess, assumptions about raising the funds. We budgeted $35,000 for the canine program for 2024 with the assumption that we'd be able to raise the money and the understanding with the city. And just in 8 months, we raised $30,000, all from one community grant locally, and then the rest, that was about $8,000, and then the rest from local donation, just citizens and businesses. Yeah, so he's sold to the community as a regional resource because we don't want to raise funds and then he would just be used in East Wenatchee. And part of the interagency local cooperation that goes on here in this valley is sharing of resources and tools like that. So the other agencies are aware he's working. He did his first weekend this last weekend, and the searches that he did resulted in 6 different vehicles being searched, 5 of them off of a search warrant. And what that looks like is usually a traffic stop, and officers see something that would lead them to believe that there could be narcotics in the vehicle. It could be something that looks like paraphernalia, behaviors that are going on in the vehicle, but 5 of those vehicles were taken for search warrants. The search warrants are still being processed on those vehicles, but just in the last weekend, he seized over 80 fentanyl pills resulted as a result of his search warrants, and then 3 firearms were recovered out of a vehicle that was seized for a narcotics search warrant. Maverick isn't trained to detect on firearms, but obviously we find other things once officers are in the vehicle for a search warrant related to the narcotics. Methamphetamine also located, and like I said, just one weekend. So I anticipate it's going to build.
So I understand that he was selected as a rescue dog for this program, and then when you got there, you were partnered with him?
Correct, yeah. So after the first week, we worked with all the dogs in the program, and they're assigned by personality. So he was assigned based on our drive and our personality and all that. So that's how he got assigned to me at the end of week 1.
So tell us a bit about what your relationship with Maverick is like now.
It's pretty good. He's pretty protective of me. We like to have fun. This is all just a big game to him. He doesn't know that he's finding drugs. He just likes to get the ball. So I make it fun for him.
All right, so I understand that you and Maverick graduated together from the narcotic detection training program around September 19th. Can you tell our viewers a bit more about what that training involves and how it's prepared Maverick to serve our local community?
Yes, it was 6 weeks at the Airway Heights prison. 5 weeks there, and we did another week of on the road training at some prisons. He learned how to search vehicles, luggage, parcels, you could say, and buildings, like interior buildings and whatnot. So he got a lot of repetitions of doing that, imprinted on fentanyl, methamphetamines, cocaine, and heroin.
So he is trained to detect all of those?
He's trained to alert the odor of those, that's correct.
How does he search cars or areas, and what does he do to alert you?
Typically with a car, that's when he gets the most exposure on working the street. He'll start with an exterior search. He searches door seams, underneath, anywhere, and then if he sees alerts or detects odor, he'll start with a change of behavior. And if he gets close to the odor or the source, or if it's a lot of odor, he'll do a sit response.
What precautions are taken to protect Maverick's health as he's searching for drugs, since he is working with these opioid substances?
Yeah, so like I said, he just sits on the odor, so not necessarily every time he hits on it is he touching his nose directly to fentanyl. However, I haven't been aware of any documented overdoses of dogs. But we do carry Narcan on our person and in the car as well. And me being a handler, I carry extra Narcan with me as well too if needed.
Good dog. That's a good boy. That's a good boy.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic Friday. A lot cooler out there today than we saw yesterday. Windy conditions, and especially up in the parts of western Chelan County like Lake Wenatchee. We did see some rain shower activity this afternoon looking outside our weather window, and this is our Lake Wenatchee tower cam, and it was a rainy afternoon there, and then things began to clear out a little bit late in the afternoon. A lot like we saw. Our best rain chance was just after lunch, and it just didn't materialize so much here in the Wenatchee area. But I do want to mention we still have a blowing dust advisory. That will go until 7 p.m. tonight, and it's mainly for the Grant County area. I went through that last weekend. I mentioned that on Monday, and it's no joke. Between Ritzville and Spokane, Ritzville and Moses Lake, low visibility on I-90, and remember, that's going to go until at least 7 p.m. tonight when these winds finally subside a little bit. Also, the next couple of nights, northern lights will be in big effect. In fact, this yellow line is as far south as it's probably going to go, and we are right in line for quite a show. And I think we will clear out tonight, and especially Saturday night. Keep your eye on the sky. It should be quite a show as we head into this weekend. Northern lights, and you can't beat that. All right, high temperature today, 62 degrees. That's 6 degrees below where we should be. 68 is our normal. Our record high just 4 years ago, 83 degrees in 2020. This morning it was a chilly one, 42 degrees. 46 is where we should be for lows this time of year. And our record 34 degrees, and that was set in 1981. Sunrise this morning 7:05, and it sets tonight at 6:33. All right, getting you into the weekend, and those Saturday temperatures, they will begin to warm up. In fact, should hit 70 for Moses Lake and Ephrata tomorrow, 69 in Quincy, 68s from Wenatchee through Entiat into Chelan. Also Omak, 70 degrees tomorrow, and it's warming up even in the Upper Valley. Cashmere and Leavenworth, mid to upper 60s, and 64 the high temperature tomorrow up in beautiful Lake Wenatchee. As we take a look at tonight, mostly cloudy skies. There's that system that moved through, and look at all the wind in Montana. It left a lot of windy conditions over into the central part of the state, and tonight we expect mostly cloudy skies, more wind, maybe some scattered showers to our north with low temperatures tonight in the mid-40s. For your Saturday, we'll start out with some clouds in the morning. Don't worry, it's going to clear out in the afternoon, so sunshine tomorrow afternoon and warmer. Highs in the upper 60s. Remember, Bridge of Sportsmanship game is tomorrow, and the weather looks great for it. For Sunday, sunny skies, clear all over Washington State, and we will continue a slow warm-up. We're talking low 70s for your afternoon high on Sunday. For Monday, that ridge of high pressure still up and over the Pacific Northwest. It's holding off a pretty big area of low pressure, but that means more nice weather for us. Mid-70s for a high temperature on Monday, and that's going to be about 7 degrees warmer than we should be. Tuesday, not much change. Maybe a few more clouds out there. There is a weak system that will kind of slide through Washington State, partly cloudy, but look at these temperatures, mid to maybe even upper 70s on Tuesday. By Wednesday, just an area of high clouds around Washington. We will stay on the mild side with highs again in those low 70s, and even at the end of our forecast on Thursday, not much change. We'll still see high pressure. It will slide to the north, and that will bring down a little bit cooler weather, maybe a few more clouds on Thursday, but still nice with high temperatures right around 70 degrees. Taking a look now at your 7-day forecast. 44 overnight tonight. Sunny, sunny, and sunny. Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. We're going to warm up a few degrees each day too. 76 your high temperature on Monday. A few more clouds for Tuesday and 77, and then back to mostly sunny skies for both Wednesday and Thursday, with high temperatures generally in the low 70s. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
At Abby's, it's kind of simple. We're not rocket scientists. We just make great pizza. When you're ready for traditional values, time with your family, and a great meal, you're invited to Abby's. Order at abbys.com. Our family is here for your family. It's fall. Want a great value that doesn't involve pumpkin spice? Try Abby's Barbecue Chicken Pizza. Save and enjoy a pizza with loads of quality toppings to the edge. Your taste buds and your wallet will thank you. Enjoy Abby's October special at a very special price.
We've got a special matchup coming up Friday in SCAC football here on the NCWLIFE channel. The 4-0 and 9th-ranked Kashmir Bulldogs take on the 4-0 and 5th-ranked Royal Knights. Royal has won 4 state championships in a row. Can Kashmir knock them off the block? We'll find out Friday night with our pregame. Join yours truly and Grant Olson with all the action. 6:30 from Bulldog Stadium. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. It's right here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCWLIFE app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCWLIFE app now.
We're here on location getting ready for Kashmir and Royal. We'll talk more about that coming up tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel. First of all, skimpy weekend as far as college football around the Northwest. The University of Washington hosting number 10 Michigan. That'll be tomorrow at Husky Stadium. Kickoff at 4:30. You can watch it on NBC. Central Washington on the road at Eastern New Mexico. Both Washington State and Eastern Washington have the bye. Well, some great TV closer to home. We've got to hear for you on the NCWLIFE channel as the Royal Knights come to visit the Kashmir Bulldogs. And we'll get that with the pregame at 6:30. Join Grant Olson and yours truly for the play-by-play. All the hype, the pageantry done. Time for Kashmir and Royal. Coach Brian Bremer says fans in the stadium and watching on TV will be treated to 2 great signal callers.
Quarterback play. 2 very, very good quarterbacks. Lance Alderade for Royal and then Rylan Hatmaker for us. 2 very good quarterbacks that do play the game the right way. Royal is very balanced, just like us, offense, as far as run and pass. Very, very balanced. But, you know, the thing you want to watch tonight is the trenches. We have some guys up front that can play the game at a high level, and so do they. I really feel like Royal is going to try to run the football, and so are we. They're going to run to accept the pass. We're going to run to accept the run a little bit more. Rylan Hatmaker is going to do some stuff for us tonight, but it starts with the run game. We got to be with the run game going. And we've been working on all week and can't wait to showcase it.
As far as Kashmir's captains are concerned, getting off to a 4-0 start is a big thing, but maybe not quite as big as the game in front of them tonight.
Yeah, you know, it's great to win football games, and I love doing it as a team and with these guys. So, yeah, it means a lot.
When you look at this game against Royal tonight, what are you expecting?
Big crowd, everybody cheering, loud, just the atmosphere is going crazy. Just,
So what are you looking forward to most? Being on offense, defense? What do you want?
Mostly defense. We get to go lay out Lance, and I'll have some fun tonight. Yeah, that's about it.
Lance is their quarterback, by the way, who they're looking forward to. Watch all the action. Our pregame at 6:30 right here at Bulldog Stadium. Other games in the SCAC tonight have Kiona Benton at Zilla. Connell hosts Natchez Valley. College Place trying to get their first win of the season on the road at Wapato, while Luke is in Granger. Soap Lake had no trouble with Pateros last night in Central Washington 1B play. The Eagles came away with a 54-6 victory over the Billy Goats. Oroville hosts Entiat, while Waterville Mansfield is visiting Bridgeport. That's at 7 o'clock. Manson hosts Lake Roosevelt in Central Washington 2B play. That also kicks off at 7. It's more non-league games for the 3-team Caribou Trail League. Chelan visits Okanagan. Omak hosts Brewster. Cascade travels to Tonasket tonight with an 8 o'clock kickoff. It's a tall challenge for Quincy in CWAC play tonight as the Jackrabbits visit Prosser at 7. Fredda's a non-league game at home tonight against Davis. Sila's at Top Initial. Othello's hosting East Valley. Grandview visits Ellensburg. Moses Lake tries to remain unbeaten at Big 9 play on the road at Eisenhower tonight. That's at 7 o'clock. Sunnyside will host West Valley. Of course, the Bridge of Sportsmanship is coming up tomorrow here on the NCWLIFE channel at Leibofto Field of the Apple Bowl, where the Wenatchee Panthers take on the Eastmont Wildcats, try to snap an 8-game losing streak in the series. Coach Taylor Mitchell is trying to approach it as just another game.
Eastmont's Eastmont. Them and Moses are the teams that beat in our league, and they have been the last handful of years. So until someone proves it otherwise, they're the team to beat. Sure, their offense is moving a little bit slower this year, but really good defense. I think we're going from playing against the best offense in the league last week to the best defensive team in the league this week, and their special teams are probably arguably the best special teams unit in our league. Also, they've won the last couple games because of special teams, so we got to do a great job of taking care of the football tonight and focus this week on special teams, and we do a good job throughout the season not neglecting that side of the football and understand really the importance of it.
While Wenatchee's record is 1-3 on the season, while Eastmont is 3-1, Wildcat coach Jay Foster is well aware of the Panthers' ability to put points on the board.
They're scoring points, so anytime teams are scoring points, you have to worry, especially when we're struggling to score points. Right. Because if the score stays down, anything can happen. If it turns into a shootout, I'm scared to death. So that's just something we've got to play great on defense. We've got to hang on to the football on offense. We've got to continue with our special teams. We're playing solid on that and creating some things, and that's what it's going to take. They do scare me. I mean, again, they've put points on the board, and anybody who can put points on the board the way we've been scoring them scares me. Yeah.
Wenatchee senior tight end and defensive end James Butler says the Panthers are geared up for Eastmont tomorrow.
Yeah, so as far as this week has gone, we've made a lot of defensive changes and a few offensive changes according to Eastmont's play style, and I think this year we have a really good shot. I think we've done about as much as we can, and I have high hopes for sure.
How do you keep the emotions out of it, or do you? Do you work on that because it is that Cross River rival?
Yeah, well, me personally, I like to have emotion. I like to take it personal, and these last 8 years, of course, have been a big deal, and I think it's time for a change for sure.
Eastmont junior linebacker Connor Schwab says he knows Wenatchee's itching to change the momentum of the series to take that Bridge of Sportsmanship trophy back home.
Oh yeah, way different. You got a little bit more gas in the tank. You really want to beat these guys. So.
Well, especially when Eastmont's won this game 8 times in a row, and it's been a long time since they've won one. I know they're going to be geared up.
Yeah, for sure. We got to be on our A game because they want it just as much as we do. So
what do you think this is going to come down to?
I think it's going to come down to – that's a good question. Just who's going to be able to make the big plays.
Our pregame starts at 5:30 Saturday, kickoff at 6 o'clock from the Apple Bowl. We've got football straight ahead as the big matchup between Royal and Cashmere. We'll have the pregame at 6:30, the kickoff at 7 o'clock here from Bulldog Stadium. With your sports on a Friday, I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a great weekend.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great weekend.
It might be sunny now, but fall is in the air, and we've got you covered here on the NCW Life channel. If it's Wenatchee Panther football, volleyball, or girls soccer, we've got you covered. So tune in to your local TV station, the NCW Life channel, for Wenatchee Panther sports.